A freestyle rap went viral during an open mic night in July 2019. It was so intense and chilling, it left people wondering if they were watching a man confess to an actual crime. This story is one for the history books. Wait until you hear this. I'm Chris, and this is True Crime Recaps. Robert Camus grabbed the mic at the King Eddie Saloon in downtown LA, looked straight into the camera, and spit out some gruesome lyrics about killing his girlfriend and burying her in the dirt. The man, Michael Moore, who caught it all on video, was horrified. At first, it was like, did he say that? He said that. And he said it with such force. I think that everyone in the bar that heard him kind of stopped. Time just stopped. And there were some hardcore rappers up in there, and they stopped. There was a lot of hate in his expression. Then he said something about the cops looking for him and needing to shut his mouth as he walked off stage. 6 hours later, Robert was arrested and later charged with the murder of his girlfriend, Amanda Custer. The single mom went missing the day before his bizarre performance, on July 29, 2019. Around 3 a.m. on July 30th, after Robert left the bar, the LAPD spotted him sleeping in his car on Skid Row. They had him, but it took 5 hours to get him into custody. He refused to get out of the back seat. They had to bring in the SWAT team and tear gas to force him out. And it all went down on live TV. That's when the man behind the camera in the bar recognized him and realized he might have recorded a bizarre confession. A witness called the police after seeing Robert load Amanda's body into the back of his Toyota Prius outside her grandmother's house in Monrovia, California. At the time, he lived with his parents right down the street. According to this witness, it looked like Amanda was unconscious and wrapped in a sleeping bag, and enough blood was found in the house to make detectives think that she didn't leave with him willingly. When they impounded the Prius on July 30th, they found blood in the cargo hatch along with a tool for digging. But Amanda's body has never been found. Their best guess is that she may be buried somewhere near Mount Baldy, as that's one of the areas he liked to hike, and his car was seen headed that direction. Robert is waiting for his trial date, and he's no stranger to the judicial process. In fact, he was out on bail and wearing an ankle monitor when Amanda went missing.
Hey, we're art storefronts, and we're not a marketplace. When fine artists and photographers are first looking...
У нас там сосед, он пьяный, он, короче, стучится на дверь, всю ломает нафиг. Мне очень страшно, у меня сердце бьется, жесть.
Руках умерла. Купили такой. On a projector. Yay! Good luck.
These are the moments when kids were caught on camera, just moments before their deaths. Let's begin with this 8-year-old girl who was recording on TikTok shortly before her gun-wielding neighbor opened fire on her and her entire family.
Короче, ребята, всем привет, у меня сейчас жесть история. У нас там сосед, он пьяный, он, короче, стучится на дверь, всю ломает нафиг. Он уже несколько минут здесь стоит, стучится, орёт, матерится. Я просто, мне страшно, блин. Он вообще, мне страшно. Я с братом младшим, старшим, и там еще ремонт делают. Папа ушел в магазин. Я не знаю, что делать, короче. Он просто нам сейчас дверь сломает. Жесть просто, капец. Мне очень страшно, у меня сердце бьется, жесть. Я боюсь, у меня просто...
On February 23rd, 2021, 9-year-old Felicia Kononchuk, a Russian girl who loved making TikTok videos, began recording when their 33-year-old neighbor, Vasily Dunets, who was drunk and had mental health issues, suddenly started banging on their door and yelling profanities.
Я боюсь, у меня просто... Теперь он сначала прям долбился, будто ногой, а теперь вот долбиться, это прям слышно. Это очень жестко слышно. Чё его... У меня просто башка раскалывается. Это он только что стучал, короче, вот. Я как смогла, так записал, блин. Я боюсь, я пойду опять. Скажу вам по-честному, он уже, наверное, час где-то стоит, стучится. Я уже, блин, сердце страшно. Жестко. Это жестко. Мой брат, короче, спрятался и все.
By the time Felicia's dad arrived, the neighbor who had been pounding on the door for over an hour was gone. Moments later, someone knocked softly. Thinking it was a friend, Felicia opened the door without realizing it was the same neighbor, now armed with a gun. He opened fire into the house, shooting Felicia in the head and multiple times elsewhere, killing her instantly. No one else was hit, and before her father, who was in the living room, could react, it was already too late. Felicia died before reaching the hospital, leaving her father devastated, unable to comprehend what this monster had just done to his little girl.
Вот она дырка, через которую пришла смерть к моей дочери. Постучался потихонечку, как стучатся дети, когда приходят доченьки. Доча думала, подружка к ней пришла и побежала навстречу. Вот до отсюда успела добежать. Забежала моя маленькая и упала здесь. Я ее подхватил здесь на руки. 10 минут до приезда врачей ждал ее. Она истекала кровью. Я останавливал, затыкал ей. Затыкал рану. Думал, простое ранение. Она на руках умерла. Врачи сказали, несопоставимая жизнь, умерла сразу. Купили такой. Она любила спальню. Сорожек мой.
The neighbor was arrested by Russian police and charged with first-degree murder. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 17 years in a Siberian prison. Next, a 14-year-old girl filming a hiking trip with her friend unknowingly captures their killer on camera, just moments before he took both their lives.
I didn't murder anybody. Did you not see these two girls dead? No, that's what happened. You got pissed off at them. You dragged them down a hill, and you killed.
On February 13th, 2017, 13-year-old Abigail Williams and 14-year-old Libby German went missing after Libby's older sister dropped them off near the Monon High Bridge in Delphi, Indiana, for a regular hiking trip. The town was considered relatively safe, so no one suspected anything was wrong until the girls failed to return home. The next day, their bodies were discovered in the Deer Creek stream, with their throats slit and their bodies abandoned. However, the killer left behind an unspent bullet and failed to take Libby's phone. When investigators examined the phone, they found a video Libby had recorded just moments before their deaths, capturing their potential killer on camera.
See, this is the path that we go down. There's no path going there, so we have to go down here.
Guys, take a look at this. This is Wearspace, and this is like an entrepreneur's dream. They have fractional warehouse space with all the utilities included, HVAC included, heating, air, and internet included. You can get individual offices for like $200 a month, but then they have fractional warehouse spaces starting at like 300 square feet as a small.
a man can be seen talking to the girls in a video recorded on a bridge just 0.5 miles from where their bodies were found. Using witness reports and video details, investigators created a sketch and released the man's voice to the public for identification. The case went cold for over 5 years until it was revisited and attention turned to Richard Allen, a 50-year-old local who had reported seeing the girls that day. His tip was initially overlooked among 40,000 others at the time, but forensic analysis later linked a bullet casing from the scene to Richard Allen's gun, leading to his immediate arrest.
It's all right, babe. I love you. I didn't murder anybody. I didn't help somebody murder anybody.
Were you on the bridge?
I told them I was on the bridge. I went out to the first trestle.
Oh, okay.
That first
I don't
thing that...
remember you telling me that. How did a bullet from your gun get out there?
I don't know, huh?
Because they said it came from our gun.
I know that's what they believe me. That's what they're telling me.
But how did it get there?
I don't know. There's two explanations. One is the bullet didn't come from my gun.
It did though, honey. They've got ballistics on it.
I get that. Then it didn't come from a murder scene. I don't know what else to say.
Do the right thing, Kathy. Tell him to do the right thing. I can see you're getting pissed off. I
I
understand.
am pissed off. Did you not see my wife?
Did you not see these two girls dead? No, that's what happened. You got pissed off at them. You dragged them down a hill, and you killed.
I'm done talking. Arrest me.
Happy to.
Even with the sketch, the matching bullet casing, and the voice in Libby's video resembling his, the case still wasn't solid enough for investigators, as the evidence wasn't yet beyond a reasonable doubt. However, everything changed when Allen, while being held in prison awaiting trial, called his wife from jail, where calls are recorded, and confessed to his crimes.
Honey?
Yeah.
Are you there? Are you there?
Yes, babe.
Are you not
I did
feeling
it.
well? You did
No,
what?
I did it.
What?
I killed Abby and Libby.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't, dear. There's no way. There's no way, dear.
Love me.
Dear, there's no way. Okay?
I hope you still love me.
I always will gonna love you, honey, but no. You have not done anything. And I think you are not well. So you don't need to be saying you did something you didn't do.
I need to know if you still love me, baby.
Yes, dear?
And everybody else will as well, honey?
Yes.
Because I may have to spend the rest of my life here or...
Stop talking about it. Okay.
The confession sealed the case. Allen was charged and convicted of 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of felony murder. He was sentenced to 130 years in prison. Up next, chilling CCTV footage exposes evil parents capturing their malnourished 6-year-old, beaten to a pulp just moments before his death. On June 17, 2020, West Midlands Police in England responded to the home of 32-year-old Emma Tustin and 29-year-old Thomas Hughes after Emma called to report that her 6-year-old stepson, Arthur Labinjo Hughes, was unconscious following a fall down the stairs where he hit his head on the floor.
Ambulance service, is the patient breathing?
Barely.
Okay, is he breathing right now though, even if he's...
Is he breathing, Tom? He keeps taking big dark breaths. Basically, my 6-year-old stepson is falling, he's banged his head.
Okay.
And while he was on the floor, he's banged his head another 5 times.
Okay.
He's lost colour, he's got a big lump on his head.
No way. Is his breathing noisy or abnormal?
Is it noisy or abnormal? It's barely there, he's barely breathing, he's in and out, he's taking hard.
Okay.
He's basically been treating us all like, he threw himself on the floor, he's headbutting the floor. I'm trying to pick him up in the process, he's headbutting me in the process.
Okay.
I've got him up, he was breathing like a little bit better at first.
Yeah.
Washed him down, put some water down him, tried to obviously get him
like
a bit more colour in him, but then obviously I've seen the lump on his head that he's done to himself.
Right.
Just briefly, what happened?
Basically, he'd gone out to get me a birthday card, a cake and stuff for the kids. Arthur was told to sit on the thinking step. Arthur's put himself all over the floor. He's banged himself off the radiator. He's hit me, he's kicked me in the process and we're trying to get him back on. He's then gone on all fours on the floor and I've told him to get up. And I shut the door over and all I heard was a crack off the floor. Like I say, he's like the last 6 months, he's battered both my kids. He's smashed this house. And even so, I've done my best for that kid. I tried to get him off the floor. But he's banged his head 3 or 4 times. Obviously, then went and picked him up. He'd knocked himself unconscious. I picked him up, put him on the sofa, poured water in his mouth.
So you come in, he's banged his head 3 or 4 times here.
I was in the kitchen, then I'd sat down in the living room and that's when he threw himself on the floor.
And you heard him banging his head?
Bang his head.
So what did you do?
I came out to him and told him to get up. He told me no. So I tried to bear hug him. I put my arms underneath him and pick him up. And he dropped and he banged his head another 3 times off the floor. And as I picked him up, he hit me and he kicked me as I was trying to get him up.
Make no mistake, this woman was extremely evil. From the 999 call, she carefully crafted her testimony, portraying her 6-year-old stepson as unstable and violent, and blaming him for his injuries. But when paramedics rushed Arthur to the hospital, doctors found injuries inconsistent with a simple fall. He had severe brain damage, similar to a high-speed car crash victim, indicating he was violently thrown, and his head repeatedly struck. Over 130 bruises covered his body, alongside signs of salt poisoning, prolonged starvation, dehydration, and untreated fractures, evidence of long-term maltreatment. The final blow came when CCTV footage from inside the home captured clear instances of maltreatment, including one just hours before Arthur died.
On a projector. Yay! Good luck.
Email isn't going anywhere. So why are you still using tools that weren't built for employee experience?
That video was incredibly difficult to watch. Arthur could barely walk due to severe starvation inflicted by his stepmother. Police uncovered more disturbing footage showing the couple enjoying lavish meals while deliberately letting Arthur starve, confirming his biological father's complicity. The stepmother, Emma Tustin, was confirmed to have caused Arthur's head injuries and left him unconscious for over 12 minutes before calling the police, reducing his chances of survival. She was convicted of murder and cruelty and sentenced for life. Arthur's father was convicted of manslaughter and cruelty, receiving 21 years, later increased to 24 when he appealed. Up next, child surveillance footage captures a crazy man breaking into a home and kidnapping a 4-year-old boy, who he would later murder. On May 16, 2021, Dallas police responded after a jogger discovered the body of 4-year-old Cash German, stabbed and abandoned by the roadside. Cash and his twin, Carter, had been staying at their father's girlfriend's home since their father fled after missing a court date. When officers reviewed the surveillance footage from the children's room, they uncovered the shocking events that led to Cash's death. A hooded man broke into the home around 5 a.m., seized one twin, Cash, from his bed, and fled to a remote area where he repeatedly stabbed and killed him. 2 hours later, the same assailant returned to abduct the other twin, Carter. For reasons unknown, he chose not to abduct the other twin. The suspect was soon identified him as 18-year-old Darian Brown, a neighborhood troublemaker. Brown had been reported to police multiple times for prowling, attempted car break-ins, home invasion, assault, and even kidnapping a man's 2-year-old granddaughter, who was recovered. Despite these incidents, no action had been taken against him. Brown was later arrested and charged with capital murder, kidnapping, and burglary. He was declared incompetent to stand trial, but was found competent. His trial has not yet begun. Up next, a kid trapped in his family car, unable to breathe, desperately calls 911, pleading for help moments before he dies.
I'm stuck in my bed outside the 7-year-old girl. I need help. Probably don't have much time left to tell my mom and I love her if I die.
On April 10th, 2018, 16-year-old Kyle Plush immediately dialed 911 after a folding third-row seat in a 2004 Honda Odyssey suddenly trapped him, crushing his chest, leaving him unable to breathe and in critical condition.
Hello,
Cincinnati 911. This is the address of the emergency.
Help! Help!
Cincinnati 911.
I'm stuck in my bed outside the 7 Hills parking lot.
The 7 Hills what parking lot?
Help! I need help.
Where are you? Hello?
I'm gonna die here.
Where are you?
I probably don't have much time left to tell my mom that I love her if I die. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. I'm trapped inside my gold Honda Odyssey van in the software parking lot of 7 Hills Theft. Send officers immediately. I'm almost dead.
Kyle was trapped in a deadly mechanical accident while retrieving his tennis equipment from his family's 2004 Honda Odyssey. He repeatedly used Siri to call 911, but dispatchers treated his pleas as low priority, causing a massive delay. 6 hours after his first emergency call, Kyle's father found his body in the school parking lot. He had died of asphyxiation. His family later sued the police department for gross negligence, accusing dispatchers and responding officers of never leaving their patrol car to search for him, and ultimately secured a $6 million settlement. Next, a heartbroken father murders his 3 children on a Facebook live stream after his girlfriend dumped him for another man.
It's so fun. Look at my son right here. I just told him I'm finna kill his ass. You hear me? Look me in my eyes and break my heart, nigga.
On August 6th, 2022, 30-year-old father of 3, Francois Littlejohn, went live on Facebook from his car in Oklahoma City, brandishing a firearm and threatening to shoot his terrified 3, 4, and 6-year-old children before offing himself, all because his girlfriend had left him for another man.
It's so fun. Look at my son right here. I just told him I'm finna kill his ass. You hear me? That's fucking fucked up, cuz, on my soul, nigga. But see, everybody think I'm joking, right? I'm playing, right? Everybody think I'm fucking playing, right? Right, okay. This gonna be the last time. This be the last video I make. Nigga, God rest my soul. Wook, Ovia Foreman, you are responsible for your part in this too. You chose to be a destroyer, right? It's okay, fine. You hold this, take this with you. Tata, wow. Wow, nigga! After everything I gave you, cuz. After everything, all I wanted was a conversation, nigga. I told you, nigga. All you had to do was talk to me, nigga. All I wanted was conversation. That's it. I wanted you to be woman enough to look me in my fucking eyes, nigga. After 13 years of my life, nigga, I'm giving to you. Nigga, and cut me loose. Look me in my face and break me loose, nigga. Look, break my heart. Look me in my eyes and break my heart, nigga. But you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. You want to go lay up with niggas and get fucked and nigga, whatever the case. You're slick, my nigga. You lied, my nigga. You're a habitual cheater, my nigga. And you have given yourself to men. You have given me STD behind this shit. Like, I'm not paranoid, cuz. You hear me? You fucked other niggas recklessly. I forgave you for it. You won't even come home, baby. You won't even come home like I'm a sucker. So watch this, Gayla. Watch this. Yeah. And carry this torch, baby. And no, I gave you a choice, and you chose this. Oh, you're so scared, right? Okay.
Tragically, Littlejohn followed through on his threats, fatally shooting his 3 children. The tragedy might have been prevented, but police arrived just minutes too late to stop Littlejohn from doing the unthinkable. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and watch this one.
Let's go! I just say go, been the light, wow. Flame in my chest, contend.
These are 40-year-old Ashley Smiley and her 14-year-old daughter, Carly Gregg. Home security cameras capture them arriving home from school. From the outside, everything appears normal. But what Ashley doesn't realize, her life is about to take a horrifying turn for the worse. After brutally murdering her mom, Carly returns to the kitchen where she hides the gun from the cameras. But this is just the beginning of her evil plan. Because just an hour later, her stepfather comes home, unaware that Carly has been waiting for him.
911, what's the location of your emergency? What's on the TV?
Hey, where's your wife at, bud? Where's your wife at?
She's dead on the floor in that room. She shot me in the neck. She ran into the backyard. I tried to follow her. She jumped the fence and ran.
In the quiet Rankin County, Mississippi, 14-year-old Carly Gregg lives with her 40-year-old mother, Ashley Smiley, and her stepfather, Heath Smiley. Carly is a friendly, bubbly kid and an excellent student.
And she was involved in a lot of extracurricular activities, had a lot of friends. She was just a very smart girl.
Her mom is a beloved teacher at the very school Carly goes to. Students and parents adore her. She's known for her warmth, patience, and the way she treats every child like her own. At home, Carly's stepfather, Heath Smiley, is just as caring. He's not her biological father, but the bond between them is strong, and he's always treated her like family. From the outside, it seems like Carly is living a picture-perfect life. But on March 19th, 2024, things take a disturbing turn for the worse when Rankin County dispatchers receive a terrifying 911 call. The caller on the line is Heath Smiley.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
I'm at 214. Help me, please. I don't know what happened. My wife is dead.
What's
daughter tried to shoot me.
Your daughter tried to shoot you?
Yeah. She ran over shooting at me.
What's her name?
Carly Gregg.
Carly Gregg? Does she still have a gun on her?
I took it from her. She ran.
You took it from her and she ran?
Yes, sir. She was screaming something at me I couldn't understand. I locked the door. She's outside. I don't know what's going on.
How old is she?
14. Oh my God, she killed her mom.
She what?
She's killed her mom.
She killed her mom? Where's the mom
She killed her
at?
mom, and when I do this, she tried to kill me.
Where's the mom at? Sir. Sir.
God, why?
Okay, sir. Where's your wife?
She's dead on the floor of my stepdaughter's room.
First responders quickly arrive at the scene, where Heath Smiley opens the door for them.
Sheriff's office! Sheriff's office!
The moment first responders arrive, Heath is still connected to the 911 operator. As they open the door, they step inside and immediately ask about his wife's location. But instead of answering, Heath drops to the floor, overwhelmed. His breathing is fast, his body shaking. He's trying to steady himself, but the panic holds on tight.
Hey, I need you to talk to me. What is your son wearing?
He was in jeans and a grayish t-shirt. She's got short, brownish hair.
So, jeans, a gray t-shirt, short brown hair.
She ran into the backyard. I tried to follow her. She jumped the fence and ran. She shot me in the neck.
But
It's okay.
does she still have the gun?
It's on the kitchen counter. I think.
The man tells the officers that his stepdaughter pulled the trigger on his wife, then turned the weapon on him. Luckily, he acted fast, wresting the gun from her hands before she could fire again. He says he placed the gun on the kitchen counter right after, and then she took off, fleeing the house.
He's great, but he's 10-2. It went through his shirt.
You got me right there.
Magnolia Place, they gave the son of injury.
She went over the side back towards my vehicle. She might have looked around this way.
Might look back, going back towards the pond right there.
The officer heads over to the patrol car and grabs a fresh pair of gloves. He pauses for a moment, pulling out his notepad to jot down a few quick observations.
Carly Gregg, how old is she? 14. She'll be 15 next month. What is your name, sir? Smiley. Smiley? Okay.
If you think your child may have autism, early action matters. Action Behavior Centers offers no cost, no wait list ADOS 2 assessments for children 18 months to 6 years.
Smiley. Okay.
As soon as the forensic experts get to the scene, an officer joins them and steps into the house to begin a fast-paced search through the area where the crime took place.
Hey, Tyler, the gun that's used is right there on the counter in the kitchen. No.
Nobody?
No.
They're still alive?
Yeah.
My dust hit?
She's in here.
Also, it was a juvenile on the other side waiting for her. What? Oh, that's a little. You guys got his aspect too? Yeah, I got it.
Sweet. Figure out where the fuck she's going. Now
this is Cops' case.
The sheriff's department begins a thorough sweep of the entire house, carefully checking every room, every drawer, and every corner, hoping to uncover anything that could point them toward the possible motive.
That's Mom. Yeah. No, Mom and Dad both got it.
Mom and Dad both what?
Got hit.
Okay. And Dad's?
Dad's got it through and through on the shoulder. He's already in the ambulance.
So is the 14-year-old?
Yeah, the 14-year-old.
Where is that?
No.
Yeah, I found that out on Wake Up. Yeah. It's 40 years old.
Officers are stunned by the scene inside the house. In Carly's bedroom, Ashley Smiley lies unresponsive, having been shot 3 times, bullets striking her face and chin. In the meantime, other officers continue their search for Carly. As one of them happens to be driving down a nearby road, out of the corner of his eye, he spots a young girl who matches Carly's description. He pulls over and steps out to speak with her. He asks if she has anything to do with the shooting. To his surprise, she quietly says yes. Wasting no time, the officer places her in handcuffs and guides her into the back of his patrol car. He then informs his colleagues, who quickly arrive.
I got her handcuffed. All right, sweetie. Look. Let me step out real quick for me. All right. Hey, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on around to the front of you, okay? I'm going to move the handcuffs around to the front of you. Okay. All right. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to swab your hands, okay? Right. Now, I'll ask you a bunch of questions, but obviously you fired with a pistol, correct?
The officers sprinkle a special powder over her hands, searching for traces that might reveal if she recently fired a gun, since the weapon used in the crime is, in fact, a firearm.
All right, look, I need you to hold your hand out like this. I'm going to do your right hand first, okay? It's your right hand. You hold it like that. Swab up here.
What is this?
It's a GSR. It shows which hand did you shoot with.
Okay.
As the officers carry out their test, the girl nervously glances at them and asks about her stepdad. But the officers stay silent, unable to give her the answer she's hoping for.
All right, now, so go ahead and all right.
Is my stepdad okay?
I don't know, baby. I can't talk to you about
Oh, he's here. I understand.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Lisa, what
She's then brought over to the police station, where she will be further questioned. The investigation kicks off as detectives begin combing through the crime scene. Right away, they notice something important. Several home security cameras are set up throughout the property. These cameras become their key to unlocking the truth. By going through the footage, they can see the full story unfold, almost like watching a live show. They scroll back to earlier in the day, the moment Carly and her mom, Ashley, returned from school. On camera, nothing seems out of the ordinary. The two walk inside calmly, and there's no sign of any argument. Ashley heads straight into the kitchen, and then makes her way down the hall toward Carly's bedroom. Carly follows her for a second, checking on her mom, but then turns and steps into the backyard with her dogs. A few minutes later, Ashley returns to the kitchen and glances out the window. There, she sees Carly outside, happily playing with her pets. Everything looks peaceful, but the calm is only on the surface.
And then Carly comes back into the house, and if you can see from the security camera footage, Carly is walking very slowly, and she kind of turns in the direction of where we're told her bedroom is, where her mother is.
Carly silently walks down the hallway, heading straight for Ashley and Heath's bedroom.
I have something very special for you because I'm literally going to tell you what you've been searching for. The secret to real success.
Carly silently walks down the hallway, heading straight for Ashley and Heath's bedroom. Once inside, she reaches over to her mother's side of the bed and carefully picks up a loaded firearm nearby. Surveillance footage soon captures her returning down the hallway, this time with the weapon tucked behind her back, hidden from sight. As she passes through the kitchen, she pauses for a moment, scanning the room to make sure her mother is not there. With steady steps, Carly then makes her way toward her own bedroom, where her mother is waiting, unaware of what's about to happen. Just moments after firing 3 shots at her mother, Carly walks into the kitchen and grabs the phone lying on the counter. Calmly, she opens a text and writes to her stepfather, posing as her mom. Her message is simple, asking when he plans to return. It's as if she's trying to lure him back, possibly with a dark plan in mind. His reply comes soon after. He tells her he'll be staying out a little longer and will head home later. Unknowingly, he may have just delayed a tragic fate.
And the fact that she was so manipulative in thinking to use the words, honey, when are you going to be home, to set up her stepfather, Heath, to arrive at the home, where apparently she planned to kill him as well.
Moments later, she sends another text, this time to a school friend, asking him to come over and look at her mom's lifeless body. Not stopping there, she video calls several classmates. Some of them, clearly shaken, ask if they should contact emergency services. But she firmly tells them no, saying that's not an option. Then, as if caught in a strange moment, she hums a short tune, just a few notes, before turning and heading into the room. After some time, a friend she had invited finally arrives at the house. Carly acts a bit strange. It's like she's excited. No one really knows why, but it seems she wants to prove something. Maybe to impress, maybe to brag.
She told her friend, she said, I put 3 in my mom. I've got 3 more for my stepdad. He's on his way home now. And so she told her friend to go out and hide in the backyard until her stepdad got home and she could finish the job with him.
Just 1 hour later, her stepfather walks through the door after a long day at work, completely unaware of the nightmare waiting for him inside. He steps out of the car and heads toward the front door, unaware of what's waiting inside. Meanwhile, Carly stands just behind the curtains, watching his every move. As soon as he walks through the doorway, Carly suddenly raises a weapon and tries to fire at him. Carly pulls the trigger and hits his shoulder, but he quickly grabs the gun from her hands. Without hesitating, she leaps over a nearby fence and bolts down the street. Her friend takes off right behind her, and every second of the action is caught on camera. The scene finally starts making sense to investigators. Carly is now in custody, and officers carefully search the house for any clue that could reveal the possible motive. Why would a girl like Carly, known for being respectful, kind, and a top student, suddenly try to harm the people who loved her. Her close friends begin to open up. Bit by bit, they share something that happened earlier that same day. Something unsettling. The detectives realize there might be more beneath the surface than anyone expected. And what they uncover begins to shift the entire investigation in a chilling new direction. According to those close to her, Ashley discovered that her daughter Carly has been secretly vaping and using marijuana on a regular basis. Surprisingly, Ashley didn't lash out in anger. She simply felt deeply let down. Some believe that Carly might have acted out after catching her mother going through her belongings, but that alone doesn't explain everything that follows. Detectives also discover a letter Carly wrote the year before. When read today, that note seems to carry subtle signs of emotional struggle, maybe even early signs of mental health issues. Carly Gregg's struggles seem rooted in a tense and emotionally draining relationship with her mother. From what Carly described, her home environment was filled with misunderstandings and emotional outbursts. She describes a moment one afternoon when her mother lashed out at her over what seemed like a small and possibly unconscious behavior. Later, when reflecting on the situation, Carly was harsh on herself. She worried that she came across as moody or uncaring, overthinking every word she had said.
Turns out the government tracks a lot of data, and it's scattered all over the place. Data on price.
How are you?
Oh, you're coming out now?
What's you editing?
I was editing Dexter. What do you guys suspect, or what do you guys know about what happened?
Police are speaking with 13-year-old Hunter and his twin brother Levi, and while they appear clueless now, one of them has just committed a gruesome murder.
We need to talk to essentially each of you, and we're wondering if we can go down to the police department.
I don't know what's going on. Neither do I.
As the weeks-long investigation continues, detectives discover that these are no ordinary boys. One of them has spent years obsessively researching serial killers like Ted Bundy. Now he believes he's executed the perfect murder and can outsmart police. But a series of childish mistakes would cause his violent fantasies to slowly come to light, leaving his family and the entire town in utter shock as the monster they feared turns out to be a 13-year-old boy.
Find that fool. Yes. And he needs to die.
It's not possible. There has to be someone who planted evidence. What happens now? He's only 13.
There's two types of people in this world. You've got monsters, you've got people who make mistakes.
If it's a murder, then it would be a monster, right?
It's 2 a.m. in the small village of Fairfax, Ohio, and tonight, a 13-year-old boy decides this is the night he becomes a serial killer. For years, he's been obsessed with true crime content, and with his family preparing to move away the following week, he's finally ready to put everything he's learned into action. At 2:30 a.m., he slips out of his house and walks less than 10 feet to his neighbor's house next door. Once inside, the 13-year-old puts on a pair of gloves, something he learned on YouTube that would prevent him from leaving behind his DNA. He moves silently through the house before approaching the bedroom of an elderly woman. At 2:40, he begins strangling her, but despite months of preparation, he quickly realizes this will be far more difficult than he expected, because when the woman wakes up, she fights back, punching and brutally scratching the boy's face. But just minutes later, the woman is dead, killed at the hands of a little boy. At 3:15 a.m., he's back in his own bed, as if nothing ever happened. It's just past 11 a.m. on a Sunday. Many Fairfax residents are returning home from church when the Fairfax police receive a 911 call, unlike anything they've heard in years.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
3919 Germania. I think my sister's might have been murdered. It might be some blood. I don't know.
Okay.
She did not respond when I yelled at her.
All right, sir. I have help coming out there for her, okay? You know of anybody that might want to harm her or anything like that?
Absolutely nobody.
On the line is 61-year-old Daryl Tenpenny, insisting his sister had been murdered, something almost unheard of in this area. Moments later, first responders arrive at the house, unaware they are not only walking into a carefully staged crime scene, but that the killer is still nearby, watching police's every move.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get it out. We'll do confirmation stuff here.
Is this confirmed?
Hey, I don't know if he believes this has been murdered, so camera on.
It's always been on since I hit my lights.
Hold. Rigger.
Just try to touch as least as you guys can. Do what you guys gotta do.
Yeah, no. So you have blood. Did he cover her up?
I don't know. The dispatch said that he found her with a pillow over top of her. I don't know about
peroxide and cleaning chemicals?
That's different. A lot of cleaning chemicals. Pepto-Bismol.
She drank it?
I don't know.
Well, let me go.
This is 35-year-old Reed Duran, and he was caught red-handed at a kindergarten looking for a child to abduct.
So you came here specifically looking for children?
I mean, come on. This is getting creepier and creepier.
On the 22nd of August, 2022, officers were dispatched to the St. Bridget Catholic School in Greene County, Ohio, following reports of an attempted kidnapping during a school event. When they arrived, officers found a rather calm Duran and a very angry father.
We walked up to the door and there was a line of adults. I looked at him, I said, "You can go in." I thought he was waiting for a wife or something, and he looked at me up and down and kind of smiled and went to say hi. I said, "Hey." Stood over my daughter's desk. He told me that he saw her picture, stood over my daughter's desk, and had conversations with her teacher about, "I will get this. What stuff do I need? She, where's your Kleenex? Where's your pencil? I'll get this. I'll get that. Are you the father?" "Yes."
He asked me, "Is this where the supplies go?" And pointed to the supply table.
Okay. And then, are you a teacher?
Mom.
Mom. Okay. This is my wife, and we have a daughter. We go in kindergarten. She's in kindergarten.
When he first came in, he was hanging out in the lobby.
He said he drove by. I said, "How did you pick? You're from Fairborn." He said, "My daughter's name is Jocelyn." He said, "Jocelyn." He said he drove by and saw everything.
Before the police arrived, Duran found his way into a classroom and was barely inches away from the child he was trying to kidnap before he was stopped. While the parents complained to one officer, Duran told the other officer a whole different story.
I'm just going off of what I've heard so far. They're trying to get the more of the full story right now, but from what I've heard, you basically said that you knew a kid here, or you had a kid that went here. They asked you who that kid was, and you couldn't give him a kid name. And I'm trying to figure out why you're saying that.
Where are you at again?
So you came here, you gave a name with the J, right? Is what you're trying to say. For what reason did you do that? Be part of this group here? Was it more or less how to, like, why did you want to be part of the group? Because also you said you're having some psychological issues, right? That you admitted to me. You said that you were trying to get the GMH, correct? And I'm taking that you drove by here and you saw everybody out here, correct? How did you, that's what I'm not understanding. So you drove here, correct? You're trying to get the GMH, but it's not making sense how you ended up here and why you ended up here if you're trying to go to the GMH.
Duran's story wasn't adding up, and the officers sensed something fishy. Meanwhile, the child's father was quickly losing his patience and wanted something done immediately.
Sir, you need to put him in the car. Sir, you need to walk away. You need to walk away. I need you to understand. Sir, you give me, sir. I'm hearing you. Sir, walk that way. Walk that way. Did you hear me? Walk that way. Walk that way. You heard what I said. I'm asking. Walk that way.
Up until now, the officers were not entirely sure how to handle the suspect. That is, until he confessed to having pills in his car.
Hey. Well, he says there's coke and pills in his trunk that he's letting us go through. So we might have that, but yeah. Yeah, so as far as this goes, I don't have anything unless I mean, look up
anything in the or she was home. Right. Right. Yep. A loose pill, but I looked up, doesn't look like it's anything.
The search of the vehicle did not yield anything. No drugs were found, and it started to seem like maybe Duran had just been misunderstood all along. That's when a school staff member notified the officers that they had found someone's